Greetings and welcome back to Veil of Villains. We got spring here, and I'm about to add it to the movies. It's a work in progress here, people, but horror movies. Greetings. Today I create my makeup look for the Scare Package movie. I'm mainly going to focus on, it's 8 stories, but I'm going to focus on the wraparound story. This is where I get a lot of my notes from. This is a really good book. My first craft book, like witchcraft book, was by her. It's called To Ride a Silver Broomstick. And then I found this one, which is mighty fine. And where I keep my notes, yeah, baby. This week's movie is Scare Package. Now, I found Scare Package on Shudder, which Shudder is becoming like my favorite spot to go to for horror movies, I promise. I'm like, Shudder, Shudder. I didn't get to watch Shudder for 2 days this week, and I was like, this is what life is about. So anyways, I found Scare Package, and Scare Package happens to be a horror anthology movie, which, if you're not sure what that is, that's when you have a movie with several stories, and all of the sub-stories kind of tie into the main story. So with Scare Package, you have about 8 stories, and all of them is now Scare Package is a horror comedy, but it's also very gory and gruesome, so it's great if you're a horror fan. Now what happens is you have these 7 stories, and all of them are part of the horror genre, and then you have horror tropes in there, which is kind of the rules to the horror game. So a horror trope would be like, you must be a virgin to live. You cannot do sex or drugs and survive the horror movie. The black person always dies first. Yeah. So these are examples of horror tropes, right? So Scare Package kind of built their stories around making fun of these, but at the same time making them creative. Scare Package kind of had me thrown for a loop there, because I didn't know whether to go with do like a villain for all of the stories, which were all different, or to pick a story and do the main villain. So what I did was the wraparound story, the horror hypothesis story, which was my favorite. The one in the woods was my favorite, and this last one here, horror hypothesis. So I chose the villain from Horror Hypothesis to do my villain dissection on, which would be the Devil's Lake Impaler. Just by that name, you know, it's like, okay, now this is a big boy. This is a big country fed boy you don't want to run into. Alright, let me give you a little background to the Devil's Lake Impaler. First of all, he did not start off this way. Word around town on Scare Package was that old boy was part of the Big Brother program, and he had a little boy that he took real special attention to, and the little boy beat the cancer to go to college and shit. And then while he was in college, some frat boys fucking did some horrible hazing to him, and he ended up passing away. So Mr. Impaler found out and went and killed them and used their face to create a mask. So it was like downhill from there, because from what I'm getting from the story, he enjoyed the killings a little too much. I mean, to wear somebody's face, you know, that's it's nasty. Now, like, if he finds you having sex, being a minority, just, you know, doing any of them things in America that you know that you could be doing at any time, then he's going to try to impale you. Trying to find a way to defeat him, I was like, okay, we're sticking with the rules of a horror movie, right? So you have to try to find a way to kill him within those rules. And so he does have a weakness. And I won't spoil the movie for you and tell you his weakness, but he can be manipulated. I'll say that. So this weakness will buy you a short amount of time to carry out your next plan. But with a villain such as this, the only thing you can do is overkill. Now when I say overkill is not jab and run. Overkill is just what it said. It is overkill. Now you already done been hurt. You probably done lost some limbs. You ain't got nothing left to lose at this point. When overkill is the only way that you can kill something, it means overkill. That means you're basically gonna have to lose it and kind of hope that the cops don't come while you're in the process of overkill. So with glamour magic, I created these looks to represent a bit of overkill. Now one of them has a bunch of blades going around the eyes, so you know, but I mean you need eyes behind your back. Another one, I did a look of I would like to call it like a magic circle of protection around you, so that you could be, at least you would have your back covered, you know, because the odds are against you. If you're me, you're a minority, so he's going to try to kill you first. So, and then my last look that I think I'm most proud of is a combination between like an army Swiss knife looking and some fucking fireworks on the side over there, because I came to overkill. I came to fuck this shit up. You done already like probably pulled my wig off, so I have nothing left to lose at this point. So for villain or ally, the Devil's Lake Impaler is definitely a villain. He enjoys killing. You need to get your ass out of there. If you get caught with somewhere around him in a movie, then you're in a horror movie. That's the first thing. So all the rules to a horror movie apply. But damn. So look, you're gonna have to hope that you're the final girl. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have to hope you're the final girl. Even if you're a guy, you're gonna have to become the final girl. Let that sink in. Do something strange for some change, okay? I really enjoyed this movie. I give it 9 slashes. Like, I'm just talking about this story, but they had a bunch of other stories that I enjoyed, especially the first one. If I would have had time to do a look for each segment, then I would have, but I didn't want to stray away from a challenge, because this movie was a challenge to dissect, because you kind of had to pick, and I would have given you more, but this is, you know, episode 2, so I want to keep this rolling, keep it hot and fresh. So I'm not going to shy away from a challenge, but I'm not also going to just leave you hanging by not giving you content that, you know I can put out. This is something totally new that only I am doing and I'm proud of, so we're going to work the kinks out. You know, I also would love for you, if you want to join me in creating looks, you're more than welcome, because this is not the only glamour magic that can be created. This can be shared, and that's the reason that I am sharing it with you. We're like reincarnating glamour magic and redefining it, doing some fucking legendary shit here, and I'm happy to be doing it with you. Halloween is right around the corner, so you know we about to kick ass. So always you know do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and we'll come back here and create some magic. Yes, all right, bye bye.